The Mara River roars louder than usual this morning. I stand on the muddy bank, watching thousands of wildebeest gather for the crossing. Dust hangs in the hot Kenyan air. The herd begins to surge forward, bodies pressed together as they enter the fast-moving brown water. The current is stronger than it looks from shore. I scan the chaos through my binoculars. That is when I see the baby wildebeest calf. The calf is small, legs thin and unsteady, barely tall enough to keep its head above the surface. The rushing water immediately pulls the baby wildebeest calf sideways. Adult wildebeest push past without noticing. The calf disappears briefly beneath the churning surface. It resurfaces, struggling to breathe. Dark shapes move just under the water. Crocodiles wait in the current, positioned between the rocks. On the opposite bank, several hyenas stand alert, pacing along the muddy shoreline. The baby wildebeest calf attempts to swim, but the current spins the small body downstream. One hind leg becomes trapped between submerged branches near a rock. The water rises over the calf's nose. The herd continues crossing, unaware. The crocodiles begin to adjust their position in the water. The hyenas on shore step closer to the edge. The baby wildebeest calf kicks frantically, but the trapped leg does not come free. The river does not slow. The predators do not hesitate. And the calf cannot escape alone. The river explodes into chaos around the trapped calf. The crocodile locks its jaws around the hind leg, but cannot roll because the limb is still wedged in the submerged branches. The current surges harder, forcing both predator and prey sideways against the rock. The baby wildebeest calf thrashes, front legs striking blindly at the water. Brown waves crash over the calf's head again and again. Another crocodile surfaces behind the calf's torso, positioning carefully in the current. The herd continues pushing across the river, hooves pounding, bodies colliding. None of them stop. On the muddy shoreline, the hyenas grow more agitated. They pace in tight circles, anticipating something drifting toward them. The trapped hind leg bends at a dangerous angle under the strain. The crocodile pulls backward, trying to drag the calf free from the branches. The current assists the predator, pressing the small body against the rock. The calf disappears completely under the surface for several seconds. When it resurfaces, it gasps and kicks weakly. The second crocodile moves closer, jaws parting just above the waterline. If both predators secure a grip, the calf will not withstand the force. The branches that trap the hind leg begin to shift slightly under pressure. The rock vibrates with the pounding current. The crocodile shakes its head, attempting to free the limb from the obstruction. The calf's body twists violently in response. Water sprays high into the air. The hyenas step into the shallow edge of the shoreline, ready to rush forward. The herd thins as the final adults scramble up the far bank. Now the calf is nearly alone in the river. The submerged branches crack audibly beneath the force of the struggle. The crocodile adjusts its grip. The second crocodile closes the remaining distance. The current intensifies as more bodies clear the crossing, sending stronger waves back toward the trapped calf. The hind leg finally slips partially free from the branches, but that freedom only gives the crocodile more leverage. The calf is dragged several feet downstream. The rock barrier is no longer protecting it. The river opens wide ahead, deep and uncontrolled. The predators have full advantage now, and the calf is still alive in the middle of the Mara River. I run along the muddy bank parallel to the struggle. The baby wildebeest calf is still alive in the shallow current. One crocodile remains attached to the hind leg. Another circles within striking distance. The hyenas are only meters away on the shoreline. I signal to the wildlife response team positioned farther upstream. The patrol vehicle is already moving along the river ridge. Dust rises behind its tires. The calf attempts to push upward again. The front hooves briefly gain purchase on the mud before slipping back. The crocodile pulls toward deeper water. The second crocodile lunges and misses as the current shifts. I grab a long river pole from the emergency kit. Another ranger positions a rope line near the bank. We cannot enter the water. The current is too strong. The crocodiles are too close. The patrol vehicle stops at an angle above the bank. A noise deterrent device is deployed toward the waterline. The sudden blast startles the hyenas first. They retreat several steps up the slope. The crocodile holding the hind leg hesitates momentarily. That hesitation creates a narrow window. The rope is thrown toward the calf's shoulders. The calf's front legs strike again at the mud. The second crocodile shifts position in confusion. The current pushes all bodies closer to shore. I extend the pole toward the crocodile's head. The reptile recoils slightly under pressure. The grip loosens. The rope tightens across the calf's upper torso. Two rangers pull in unison from the bank. The calf slides upward a few inches. The crocodile snaps again, but catches only water. The rope line holds. The calf's body shifts higher onto the muddy slope. The current loses leverage. The crocodiles remain in shallow water, unable to follow fully onto land. The hyenas hesitate, uncertain under the sudden disruption. The calf is not free yet, but it is no longer fully in the river. The next seconds will decide everything. The calf tries to walk toward the distant herd. The injured hind leg trembles under its own weight. The ground between the calf and safety is uneven and exposed. The crocodiles remain near the riverbank, watching from shallow water. The hyenas have not disappeared completely. They circle at a distance across the open grassland. The calf takes another unstable step forward. Its body tilts sharply to one side. It nearly collapses again onto the dry soil. I move closer but avoid touching it unless necessary. If the calf falls again, predators will notice weakness immediately. The herd in the distance begins shifting position. Several adult wildebeest lift their heads. One adult female separates slightly from the group. The calf calls silently with visible mouth movement and body posture. The distance between them is still significant. The sun is high and heat shimmers across the plains. The calf forces another step forward. The injured hind leg bends dangerously but does not give out. Hyenas change direction and begin to arc wider across the plain. They are testing the perimeter. I signal the patrol vehicle to reposition farther back, creating a larger human presence zone. Dust rises again behind the tires. The visual barrier disrupts the hyena's approach path. The calf gains several more meters. Its breathing remains heavy but controlled. The adult female wildebeest now moves directly toward the calf. She advances cautiously, scanning the terrain for threats. The crocodiles do not leave the river. The hyenas hesitate at the edge of the expanded human zone. The calf stumbles once more. This time, the adult female closes the final distance. She positions herself beside the calf. Her larger body creates a physical shield between the calf and the open plain. The calf presses its shoulder lightly against the adult's flank. The herd begins to regroup around them. The hyenas withdraw further. The final threat fades into distance. The calf remains standing, alive. The herd continues moving across the open Serengeti plains. The river is no longer visible behind us. The ground here is dry and stable. The baby wildebeest calf walks within the center of the group. The injured hind leg still shows stiffness but supports steady movement. The adult female remains beside the calf, matching its slower rhythm. No predators appear along the horizon. The hyenas have fully disappeared. The crocodiles remain confined to the distant river. The calf lowers its head and begins to graze lightly for the first time since the crossing. The movement is careful but natural. The herd spreads into a calm formation. Dust drifts gently under their hooves. I stand near the patrol vehicle at a far distance, observing. There is no need to intervene again. The calf takes several independent steps without leaning leaning against the adult. Its breathing is normal. Its posture is stable. The adult female no longer stands in a defensive stance. She moves forward with relaxed shoulders. The calf follows. The sun lowers slightly, softening the light across the grassland. The herd advances towards safer grazing territory. The calf briefly turns its head back toward the distant direction of the river. Then it turns forward again. It walks on its own. The gap between the herd and the patrol vehicle grows wider. I remain still and allow them to disappear gradually into the landscape. No chase follows. No predator returns. The baby wildebeest calf survives the crossing. It remains within its herd, alive.